Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Robert, as you already know, hopefully, and welcome back to Unqualified and Uneducated. This is episode 5. Today we have Carl out in Fresno calling in.
Yo, what's up? It's hot as hell over here, so now I have to have the fan off to try to make the sound quality better, so hopefully this goes well and I don't sweat through my shirt right now.
Well, it's hot over here in Sacramento, too. I think we're about 99.
100, so 1 degree makes a ton of difference, dude.
Okay. And as you just heard, we have Smash in the building.
What's up, guys? What's up? I'm here.
And besides it being so hot down there, Carl, how are you doing?
It's just so hot, I can't even think about how I'm doing right now.
Alright, what about you, Smash? How was your weekend?
I had a fun weekend. It's a sad day today, though.
Sad day? Why is it a sad day?
You know, my favorite team, my favorite players out of the World Cup, Belgium, lost, devastating loss, 1-0.
Oh, yeah. We might as well get started on our reaction.
Way to start it off, man. Way to start it off.
Let's get started with the World Cup in Belgium. And you guys know I'm a Lukaku fan, and a De Bruyne fan, and a Hazard fan. I was going to start naming the team off. I don't know the goalie's name, but I'm also a fan of the goalie. Courtois. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. No, I didn't.
He's not as nice as France's goalie.
Oh, France's goalie is nice.
They were both hella good in that game.
They were, but France's goalie, I mean...
That diving save that he had.
Some of the saves that he made were just game-winning saves.
Yeah.
I know, like every.
Well, yeah, it would have to be game winning, right?
That's what
they saved the win. Am I right?
I mean, but there's some saves that were going out anyways. You know, there's some saves that weren't gonna make it, and they just kind of hit it, and you're like, oh, nice save, you know. But no, those are like, if he didn't block those are gonna go in.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you better guess. Yeah, so I mean, it was just, I was disappointed. I know everyone says that Belgium was the favorite to win. You know,
were they really?
That's what the most people I talked to.
I don't think they were favorites. I think they were both. They're both powerhouses. Neither team was a favorite.
Yeah, I think they were basically on like even standings. I would say they both had a pretty good qualifying up to the semifinal round anyways.
Yeah,
so it would make sense. I just don't think either of them could be a favorite, I guess.
Yeah, and in a conversation I've had with you and with Smash, we both talked about, well, you guys kind of educated on me on, France being, a dangerous team, equally as good as Belgium, and definitely saw that today. I mean, it seemed like every player that they had on their team was just capable of handling their position, handling the defensive assignment they had, and it was impressive. Once they scored that goal, I was just like, please don't let it get to the 60-minute mark. Please don't let it get to the 60-minute mark, and bam.
It was 9 minutes until then.
Yeah. I was like, that's the curse. It's over. And I just felt that after watching the Japan game, I felt like if any team could break the 60-minute curse, it would be Belgium. And Belgium.
But it's a little different because France is a different beast than Japan, right? Yeah. Japan, their tallest dude might have been 6 foot. The France coming in with the heavy hitters, just like Belgium has. So it's just, I feel like it was so much harder to even try to snag 1 goal back off of France.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. I mean, everyone. I mean, as soon as France scored, it was going to be an uphill battle.
Oh yeah.
And I give credit to Belgium because early on in the game, at the beginning of the game, they were attacking, and they attacked as much as possible in the beginning, and they had a pretty good looks. But
Hazard had a couple good looks. Hazard had that one look that Lukaku was wide open. He should have just passed it to him, but he wanted to go for himself.
Lukaku even pointed at the ground and was like, "I'm open."
There was literally nobody next to him. De Bruyne took the defender with him, and then Lukaku was wide open, and Hazard wanted to go for himself, but he missed.
Also, I think it's just those it's a split-second decision on it if you want to
do it for a living
like that and everything. I don't know. But yeah. I can see why he should have passed it to Lukaku looking back. right? Seeing several replays, but in the moment, you never know, man.
That's true. I honestly think the score should have been 2-0 because there was that pass that Mbappe.
Yeah.
He passed it to what's his name? I forgot his name. Giard.
Giroud.
Giroud. Yeah, he passed it to Giroud, and Giroud. I don't know if it was probably like a misstep from him, or he just extended his leg out too far, or wasn't able to because he is running, and that the kicks that they make, they're very difficult. But he just couldn't stretch out long enough to put enough power on that kick, and it didn't go. The ball didn't go into the projection that he wanted it to. But if he had just an inch more, leg room, that ball went straight into the goal. Because I think the goalie was able to just run up and slide and grab it.
Yeah, well, and also that Giroud, he's like one of their top strikers, or whatever. But he's this whole entire like World Cup, he hasn't been like on form. He hasn't scored a goal, he's contributed a lot. But I'm talking about like he hasn't been on form and scoring goals. He's provided everything else, but he hasn't scored a goal, and he hasn't really. I don't know. That probably played into his like overthinking of how he approached the goal. I guess that's what I heard a lot of the commentators saying. So I think he might have gotten too much in his head because it seemed like he could have just walked up and just kicked the shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I do remember hearing the announcer say that.
Yeah. France also has a lot of good players like Matuidi and Pogba and Mbappe, so they don't really need him to score.
Yeah, and I think a lot of credit should go to Pogba, and then Matuidi did a lot drawing. That dude drew like 20 fouls.
Oh yeah, he was
in the end of the game, man.
He was legitly on the ground, everywhere he went, somebody was getting a yellow card.
Yeah, that was crazy. Every single time I saw him chasing after the ball, and then a Belgium dude coming up with him, I was like, step off, man. You know that dude's finna die right now.
He did. He died every time.
He even died like till the very end of the game, man.
Did they? Yeah, but there was a couple of rib shots that Hazard gave him.
Yeah.
I was like, he earned them. Hazard was like, I'm not kicking babies today. I'm kicking ribs.
Was it Matuidi that Hazard just jumped straight into?
Yeah, he just jumped into his ribs.
That was hella funny.
At first, I thought he was trying to save time, but nah, he really got rib shotted.
No, yeah, that was crazy. But at the end though, in the end of it, it didn't seem like it would have like caused him to have that much like damage. They acted like he had like a big old head injury or something because the face he made in slow mo.
Yeah, they were talking about
that's
that.
The face they make when they're trying to sell a call, no matter what. You know?
They brought that up. The announcers were talking about. They started talking about concussions and things, and they were like. They were saying something to the effect that you got to stop the game if somebody is having that type of injury, a head injury like that. And I was like, he got hit in the ribs.
Yeah, he didn't get hit in the head.
I think they thought he got hit in the head because of that. Like, he just made the craziest face,
Yeah, a rib shots they hurt.
Yeah.
Sometimes they knock the wind out of you. So I get the face, but I think there's a little bit of an overreaction.
Soccer players are good actors.
They're good actors. Sometimes they're not even good actors. They just get the call. Yeah. It's crazy sometimes how long they're on the ground sometimes.
Yeah, it's actually impressive.
It is, but you know what? I didn't know much about Mbappe before this game, but like, man, that dude's crazy.
Yeah, he's freaking nasty, man.
He is.
There's that one where they sent it in and he did like a back heel.
Yeah. Just
like an easy back heel pass.
Yeah.
Right? He's like flicking it on and everything. It's like, this dude is insane, and he's 19 years old.
Smash and I were talking about, he has like at least 3 World Cups in him.
3 more.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, easy.
And that's just crazy just to imagine how good he's going to become.
Yeah, and he's fast as a mug, dude.
And once
dude can run.
Yeah, and when he's 1v1, oh man, like he's breaking anybody down and going right past them. And I was just like,
that dude's nice.
What team does he play for, or what club team does he play for? Do you know?
I think he plays for like AS Monaco right now.
Yeah, Monaco.
It's a team in France's league.
Yeah.
But I heard there's a lot of teams like bidding for him, so.
I hope
Manchester
I hope he goes to the Premier League.
I'm sure like Man City and Man United have approached him.
Has
so.
to. I would love to see him go on to join the Premier League because that's where I'm gonna be at. Once
you gotta try to be there, man. You gotta be up 4 a.m. to watch that stuff, man.
As long as it's a month. Hey, August 4th, I'm gonna have a job. So no, not August 4th. August 16th, I'll be out of a job, so I can be up at 4 a.m. all I want.
You go ahead and you do that, man. You get up 4 a.m.
I'm gonna do it.
Carl,
it's killer, bro.
You're right. As long as I don't got anything going on after the game and I can go to sleep, I'll be able to watch some games.
Yeah,
but, I'm getting to that age where I have to be a productive adult. So I mean that might factor into my game watching ability. But man, I mean, I can't wait. I hope he's in there because it'll be fun to watch. And I wonder what team he'll go to. That team is just what team and how it change that dynamic.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. Just to throw something in there, like today, Ronaldo's he's going to Juventus, a team in Italy, not at Real Madrid anymore for like 133 million for a transfer.
Was he on Madrid for like 9 years?
I don't know how long he was there, but he was definitely their leader in scoring goals and everything. And he took him to the finals for that Spanish league and then the Champions League several times. So I guess they just let him go to Juventus. Like moving on. I don't really understand soccer.
Yeah.
In that way, like when you have one of the top players in the world, but maybe they're selling high, like, oh, we can get $133 million for this dude. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I'm not caught up on the background stories and player relationships with teams, but I'm coming from knowing about basketball and some football. I just feel like if you have a player that valuable, you would want to keep him. But I guess like you said, if that money is involved, you can get that, and maybe you can turn that into some other players. And maybe it's a deal you got to do.
Yeah, that's the main difference between soccer and basketball. Like in basketball, it's mainly you try to get them through free agency or through trades, right? Mm-hmm. But in soccer, it's like you have to offer the team you want the player from. You have to offer them the transfer fee, which is at $133 million. Mm-hmm. And then after that team accepts it, you have to talk with that player and try to set up a weekly contract, or wages or whatever they get paid. So that's not even their contract.
Wow.
For the player. That's just to get the player to your team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then I was reading an article. I think Neymar wants what's his name? Neymar's trying to get I forgot his name. He plays for Uruguay. What's the top player on Uruguay's team?
Oh, the Beaver?
Suarez,
yeah. Neymar wants Suarez on his team, so.
Why did he leave Barcelona then? Because Suarez was there, man.
Hey, man. Because he didn't want...
He didn't want to play with Messi? He didn't want to be a Messi shadow?
Bro, I mean, whatever. I guess I don't understand it, man.
Yeah.
Messi don't cast that big of a shadow. He's like, what, 5'7"? Come on.
It's like Kyrie leaving the Cavs.
No, that's different.
LeBron's 6'9", 6'8".
That's a huge shadow. That's a huge shadow. Kyrie's only 6'2".
That's the same. Yeah. It's the same shadow, metaphorically.
Nah, I'm talking about literally.
Yes.
Well, how tall is Neymar? Neymar's probably like 5'1". He's probably
like 7'2", something like that.
Yeah. So it's just interesting. So how, a player to make demands like that for their team to. Go after another player knowing that it's going to cost that type of money to get him if they're a top-level player.
Real Madrid is still really good without Ronaldo.
Yeah, no, the team's stacked because they have a ton of money. It's just they lost Ronaldo, and I'm sure they'll turn that money into another, a young dude. Maybe they go for Mbappe,
yeah. Which would be cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
he'd be like the young rising star, the dude who takes the place of Ronaldo. Have fun.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, have fun with that one, man.
I mean, I feel like this. It's funny that this kind of segued into contracts, because I sent you guys that text about the NBA contract, and I'm kind of interested in how you guys feel about what's the basis of an NBA contract as far as You know, you have these players that get drafted and they play for their team for 4 years, and after 4 years they're restricted free agents and they're up. You know, they're able to, you know, either go find another team, or if their team wants them enough, they're going to offer them a contract. So I'm wondering what you guys feel about, you know, these players that are getting, you know, 148 million dollars, 154 million dollars, and they literally done nothing. How much should a what does a GM factor into giving them that contract? Is it merit? Is it potential? Well, is it? I don't know. What do you think goes into that, giving a player a contract?
Well, with super young players, I think it's mostly potential. Like Devin Booker got his 158 million.
Yeah.
It's like he showed enough to earn him the 158 million. With Andrew Wiggins getting the 150 million, however much he got, I never liked that contract. I never liked Andrew Wiggins to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
He has no defense. He's a volume scorer, but with Andrew Wiggins, I just don't think he'll live up to the hype that he had, or the 150 million that he got. But everybody's getting super big contracts now. Like Mike Conley got his 150 million, and everybody's getting the 150 million. So I think it's just a norm now.
Yeah, well, I think like a Mike Conley getting that 150, that's merit. That's merit based. So
Okay.
it's kind of, you kind of understand why he deserved it, because he had a history of getting the Grizzlies to the playoffs. But it's just, to me, it's just interesting when you give like Zach LaVine. The Kings offered Zach LaVine 4 years, 78 or 80 million dollars. That's a lot of money to somebody that's unproven. Whether if he was injured or not, he's, you know, at this point in his career, you know, I'm not saying he's a bum or anything, nothing like that, but he hasn't done anything in the NBA to, you know, like, I just don't get that.
Well, what do you mean by done anything in the NBA?
I mean, as far as, you know, made the playoffs, built a winning team, not even making the playoffs, got to like.
So then, how would you justify the Devin Booker contract?
How would I? I don't know.
Or do you like that contract? I guess
I don't like the contract. I honestly, and this is probably why I can't be a GM. I just don't believe you should have a player making $20+ million and it's not a playoff team. But then you have the situation where, you know, unless you feel, I guess if you feel like you have a real franchise-changing player, and maybe that's how the Suns feel about Devin Booker, and I think a lot of people feel that way about Devin Booker, you know, then you can lock him down because you feel that he's gonna change the franchise. Like DeMarcus, when he was on the Kings, he was making like 17 million or something like that. You know, I understand that because DeMarcus is an undeniable talent, and he's a franchise player, which, you know, but I don't know. I don't know if I see Devin Booker as a huge scorer, and I like Devin Booker's game. I don't know if he's really a franchise player. Like, I don't.
Yeah, like what else can he do?
Yeah.
So
we know he can score. I mean, it's kind of like Kobe, I guess.
Yeah, but Kobe had a lot more going as far as, you know, defensively. He could play defense. He could score. You know, and mentally, he's gonna be the leader of your team. Is Devin Booker the leader of that team?
Yeah.
So who's gonna get the money if the players aren't getting the money? Because you're saying you want them to be on winning teams. Half the teams in the league aren't winning teams. So you get the owners are just gonna keep all the money?
No. I just, you know, I just find it interesting that players that don't, you know, still these young players that you kind of don't really understand what type of player they're going to become. They get these big contracts, and I'm not saying it's wrong, because, like I always say, you're only as valuable as what you're able to negotiate. And I just, you know, I kind of wanted to hear your guys' thoughts. I just want to, like, I just like to think about what a GM thinks about while he's giving these contracts. Like, does he think, oh, I'm going to give this player this money just because his potential's so high? Does he fill the seats? Because that's another way. If he fills the seats, that player fills the seats, you're getting revenue off that player.
Yeah.
And then he's worth that 148. You know, I like potential-wise, like you said, that backfired with Andrew Wiggins. You give him this big contract, and you're saying he's going to become this great player, and he doesn't become this great player. And now he's a malcontent. You know, he's upset. You know, you bring Jimmy Butler in. Jimmy Butler's upset. Carl Anthony Towns upset. So now you got all this money tied into like Wiggins. You trade for Jimmy Butler, and then you still got you still have a team that made the playoffs, but functionally is not probably is not where you want it to be. And I don't know. I just feel like you said, I just never felt like Andrew Wiggins was the type of player that you would give $148 million to. And I don't know if Zach LaVine is quite yet the player that you give a $80 million contract to. And I just because then you have Nurkic who got the 4 years, $48 million, and you would be thinking that maybe what was his stats like?
14-9.
You would think that he'd be worth more than that because Kuf is signed for a pretty similar contract, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
9 million a year.
I think that like what also determines them is when like the NBA signs the TV contracts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then that's when it usually a lot of those bigger contracts get signed, right? Like that 1 year when Biswack he signed a fat contract, right?
Yeah,
I felt like that was one of
4
those
years.
years where they had that TV deal come in or whatever, which allowed or it seemed like it allowed teams to spend a lot more money on players
No, it did.
that seemed like irrelevant. Like
Yep.
Biombo,
Mike Conley.
Noah.
Mike Conley was the first person to get like that fat contract. I think at one point at time he made the most money in the NBA.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I mean, you're only as valuable as you're able to negotiate. So I don't have a problem with that. I just wonder like what goes into, a GM saying, we're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you the max. Let's just give you the max. Would you put incentives into your contract, or you think that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I think. I think if if you have a player that's restricted, do you get to set the incentives, or do you let the other team that's gonna give him the initial contract? Are you just gonna let them set the incentives?
I think with restricted free agents, you can set a initial contract for them, and then they can decline it and then go to another team,
Mm-hmm.
and then your team can still match it.
Yeah, you match it after them.
Yeah, but you can still set an initial contract at first.
Okay,
Because
so
that's what the Rockets did with Capella.
uh-huh.
They offered him 4 years, 60 million,
60 million.
and then he was like, "No, I don't want this." And then he went and looked at other offers.
And then but the Rockets will still have the ultimate decision of matching that contract.
Yeah,
And then which is but should a team have a 7 to 8 year hold on a player?
I think they should. They drafted him. Like, they put their faith in him. They spent the money on him. They wanted you. Like, you can't give 8 years of your career to play with them.
8 years is a lot of time.
That's what
man.
I'm saying. Like 8 years, like I understand that they drafted you, but then you played for him. You played out that contract. That's fair. Fair is fair is fair. Like they drafted you. You have a contract. Every rookie gets a 4 year contract.
It's good. Rookies can only sign 4 year contracts, right? Is that the max?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless
I think unless they do like an extension on top of it, like what Devin Booker just did.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's that extra 3 to 4 years contract or extension. So every team that drafts you basically has the possibility of having you on their team for 4 years, 8 years, regardless if you want to be there or not. I don't think that's necessarily right because if you really don't want to go to that team, you really just don't want to be there. There's just like, man, screw however you feel. We're gonna we're signing you. We're gonna match that. The player does as much as he can as far as going out to a different team, and then like saying this like he's like, oh, this organization they have their best interest. They have my best interest in mind. They have a great training facility. The training staff is like the best in the league. I'm injured all the time. Why I want to go here because they're gonna take care of me the best. And then you got some other team that's like, nah, come on back. We're just gonna
Well, I
have
feel
you.
like that's between the player and the team. Like, if you're a restricted free agent and you go to another team and you're like, I want to go here, and then you go back to your other team and be like, don't match it. Tell your agent to tell them not to match it. I want to play for the other team.
But it doesn't matter. They can still match it
They
anyway.
can still match it anyway, but like I feel like they should have the merit to not match it. If you're on good terms with your team.
Yeah, if they're on good terms, I could see that. But if it's on bad terms,
If
you
you're on
would think
bad
they would try to split off from that as soon as they could.
Yeah, but like, okay, so like Eric Gordon he was playing for the Hornets, and he wanted to go to the Suns. Eric Gordon never wanted to go to the Hornets. He was a part of that Chris Paul trade, and he was like, I remember at the time, I think he was not upset, but he was just like, oh, well, I'm here on the Hornets, let's make the best out of it. And he was a guy that was often injured. He wanted to go to the Suns because at that time, I don't know if it's still true now, but at that time, the Suns had one of the best training staffs in the league. So he wanted to be there because, he had the health and best interest. And, the Suns had the Suns were a better fit for him. At that time, I think they had like Goran Dragic, I think Michael Beasley. So, and at that time, they were just a running gun team. And Eric Gordon sliding next to Goran Dragic, that's just, that's pretty much like 7 seconds or less all over again. They're just going to shoot, get up and down the court. And he was trying to leave because he was playing with, I think they had just drafted Anthony Davis. The Hornets had just drafted Anthony Davis, and they had Drew Holiday. It wasn't.
And he wanted to leave?
Yeah, he wanted to leave.
My boy EG, man.
Well, you gotta think about it. Anthony Davis was always hurt. Drew Holiday was, he had his problems. Drew Holiday had his issues where he was getting injured and everything. So the team was never really healthy. And I think that year they were all like out. So I feel like he just felt like he wanted to go with the team that had the best, that he fit with. And I can't blame him for that. He maybe felt like he fit better with the Suns. But he wanted to go to the Suns, and he was pretty vocal about, wanting to play for the Suns and not wanting to be on the Hornets. But the Hornets matched that contract anyways.
Well, I think at that point it's kind of like retaining an asset.
Yeah.
Instead of just losing him for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why they would re-sign in that position, because it's like, yeah, we know you want to go somewhere else, and maybe that team wants you, so we're going to sign you back, and hopefully they send over a trade for you.
Yeah.
Something like that. I could see that as retaining assets.
Yeah, no, that's true. At the end of the day, it's all about this. NBA is still a business, so it's all about keeping assets and getting the best value you can for an asset. But would you keep a malcontent if a guy doesn't want to be there, and if he had the possibility of turning in like a locker room disturbance, would you still keep him there?
You keep him
there.
there.
I would ask him, bro.
You keep him there and try to trade him. Like you re-sign him or try to sign and trade to the Suns. He said he wanted to go to the Suns, try to get something from the Suns.
Yeah. I don't think they even did a sign and trade. I just think they just re-signed him and kept him.
Yeah.
And then was just like, yeah. I can't remember what happened after that. He might have been traded.
But when you're a rookie and you're traded to another team, the other team has your restricted free agency rights.
They have your rights. Mm. So it's like, say you get traded, you're like playing for like the Lakers, and they trade you to the Kings, and you really don't want to be in Sacramento, and then you hate it there, but you're professional. They would still have your rights for however long your rookie contract is, plus, whatever they're willing to match, and the Kings are gonna match whatever it is. We gonna match it. So.
Oh yeah, we gonna match it.
You better like your stay. You hear that, Bagley? You hear that, Giles?
We gotta talk to Giles, man.
You hear that, Giles? You gonna be here forever.
How long of a rookie contract was Harry Giles?
Harry Giles, he got 3 more years, because last year he was on the team last year. He got 1 year. He has 3 more years.
Counting this year.
Which is another thing, which is why I'm just a little confused as why the Kings are trying to sign guys like Zach LaVine and even Jabari Parker to these 4-year deals. And there was some article that's saying that they're going after Marcus Smart. If you sign these guys to these like $20+ million contracts, what do you think is going to happen in 4 years? All of our rookies and our second-year players, their contracts are going to be coming off the books at that point in time. We're going to need cap space to sign these guys back. I just don't get the need to, hamper the future for a win now mentality when we're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, so if like the Kings didn't have the cap space to match an offer for a restricted free agent, say like if De'Aaron Fox when his comes up and he's restricted,
mm-hmm.
and the Kings didn't have the cap space, could they not sign him, even though they have the restricted free agency deal where it's like the Kings can match whatever offer it is?
They'd have to make space for
Yeah,
it.
they have to make space.
They
for
would
the
have
draft.
to make space for it. They
Yeah.
wouldn't just like get
Well,
negative numbers.
Wait, time out. I know what you're talking about. I think it's called. I think they could go over.
Luxury tax or something.
It's like the bird rights.
Oh, bird rights.
I think they can. It's called the bird rights because I think Larry Bird. It was a case with Larry Bird. I think it says if you're able to. Hold on, let me see. Let me look it up real quick.
Are we sure it's Larry Bird and not like
Yeah.
what's that dude, Jabari Bird?
No, in essence, the Larry Bird exception allows teams to exceed the salary cap to re-sign their own free agents at an attempt to up the maximum salary to qualify as Bird free agent. A player must have played 3 seasons without being waived or changing teams as a free agent.
Oh yeah, so you can.
So you can,
As long as they're on your team for 3 years.
yeah. And I feel like you have to have been drafted by them. I don't.
No, it just says they just have to have played on your team for 3 years.
Yeah, so you could do that, but I don't know how many But like, would you do? I don't know how many you can do that for. How many players you could do that
Oh,
for?
if they're all drafted
Yeah,
in the same year.
yeah. If like, cause pretty much Fox, Giles, Jackson, Mason, they're all the same year. So say all their contracts are gonna run out at the same time. Could you go into a luxury tax for all 4 players, and then
I don't know.
and then plan to re-sign Bagley as well? And on top of that, any other player that's on a team that we signed to like a 2-year, 1-year deal. So that's just. I don't know if there's people in the front office thinking about.
Well, do they even have anybody on a big contract now? Like they have like the ultimate cap space now.
We have 17 million, but
That's it?
yeah, we have 17 million of cap space.
Left remaining?
Yeah, and they wanted to sign Levine to a $20 million contract a year. So that means we'd have to lose.
We did lose some players.
They renounced
They
the
dropped
rights.
Nigel Hayes, man.
Yeah, they renounced the rights to a bunch of players to clear cap space for Zach Levine. Is that really what you need to do? I mean, and I don't know.
What would you want them to do right now?
I kind of would want them to stand pat and trade for a bad contract right now for a pick, so we can have a pick in 2019.
Yeah.
That's what I want to pick.
Timofey.
Yeah. I'd trade for Timofey. Timofey's my guy.
That dude already got dealt though, didn't he?
Well,
Twice.
We could do it for a 3rd time. Timofey.
Twice this offseason.
Let's do it.
He's been on like 6, 7 NBA teams.
If I was Vladdy, I'd find somebody with a bad pick, with a decent pick and a bad contract, and try to trade for it. As long as it wasn't like a 2-year, not like a 3 or 4 year contract. As long as it's a 1 or 2 year contract, I'd try to get that expiring contract. Or
Bismack Biyombo.
Isn't he like 3 years?
I think he has. Did he sign it last year?
I think he signed that like last year.
Well, I mean, if it's 3 years, it runs out in time to
If it's
resign everybody from this or De'Aaron Fox's draft class. So I guess it would be okay.
Because I think Bogdan, he signed a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
So you got to
Buddy Hield.
Yeah, Buddy Hield is gonna run out with Bogdan. So you got to think about that too. Kings, you can't call Buddy Hield the next Steph Curry and let him go.
Let him walk.
You gotta give him that
nothing.
Steph Curry money, baby.
Oh no.
Yeah, you gotta.
Please, I hope we give him that Steph Curry money, bro.
You already know what these contracts gonna look like. All our cap space is gonna go to Bogdan and Buddy.
And there's gonna be nothing for Harry Giles.
Or Fox or nobody. So that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. That's the only reason why I'm asking these questions, because they're trying to get Marcus Smart, or honestly I think that's a smokescreen. I think Marcus Smart's team is putting out those, saying that sources say that the Kings, because I've read from like, I don't know how reliable, like James Jones, Sacramento Bee guy, he said that Kings have no interest in Smart, so I think that's a smokescreen. But I do know that they were going after Jabari Parker and Zach LaVine, and I don't know why would you go after Jabari Parker when you already have 3 power forwards on the team and 2 centers? And I don't know if he can play small forward after 2 knee injuries.
I think he could play small forward before the
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why you would get him and what his fit would be in the team. It would be just like last year, taking room from your young guys, because you got another guy coming in. You got Skal and Jow right there. That's enough.
Skal and Giles. Who else do they have in power forward?
Bagley.
He's not a center.
Bagley's our center, bro.
What are you gonna do with Willie then?
He's coming
Willie's
off
our
the
small
bench.
forward.
Oh no, Bagley's our small forward. Bagley's our small forward. Giles
Willie
our
can
power
run
forward.
faster though.
And then Willie, you think so?
Yeah, I think Willie's more athletic than Bagley.
Is it Willie a free agent?
Actually,
Right now,
I
Or is he
feel
have
like
one more year?
I think he might have.
I think
one
I think he's still under contract for this year.
more. Yeah, I thought he was a free agent this year, but I think he has one more year. What do you think that contract's gonna look like? 4 years, 50?
4
Less than
years, 20 million.
I do $5 million a year. That's basically a rookie contract, man. You're crazy. I'd say somewhere in the 30s.
He'll
If
get a Kufas deal.
yeah, I think a Kufis. If the
Is Kufas
Blazers,
still on the team?
yeah, Kufis still there.
25.
If the
That's
Blazers
crazy.
can get Nurkic for 48, and
Oh.
Nurkic has done way more than
4 years, 40 then,
yeah. I say 40. I would say 40 is about where, because I don't.
or like a 10 million a year.
Yeah, I would say 10 million is fair, or like
He
a
might even
Kufis
sign a
deal.
1 year deal. I'm just
Try to test, you know. Yeah, he might do that.
if he doesn't perform well this year, which he probably won't.
Man,
If he wants a 1 year deal, we'll do 1 year, $5 million.
I know
That's
what you.
honestly probably what it will be.
It probably
Yeah.
will, that qualifying extension, that 1 year, 5 million,
Yeah.
that the Nerlens. I'm gonna call that the Nerlens deal.
Yeah.
Nerlens turned down 70 million, and then he said, "No, I'm gonna prove to the world that I'm worth money." And now he signed to the OKC for like the veterans minimum.
That are the mid-level exception.
Yeah, he missed out on 70 mil. But anyway, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are like, "Man, these guys are always talking about the Kings. How come we don't talk? They don't talk about my team." Well, this is
Because
what
your
it
team
is.
ain't shit,
It
man.
is
It's
what
all
it
about the
is.
Kings.
It's all about the Kings.
It's
We can
all
talk.
about the Blazers.
What do you got? Anything about the Blazers you want to talk about?
Yeah, their summer team is gonna win it all.
That's good.
Yeah,
Well, how do you feel about is Dame going to the Lakers or what?
Dame's staying in Portland. He's not going anywhere. They're not trading Dame.
Are you sure?
They trade CJ McCollum before they traded Dame.
I don't know, man. I feel like that Lonzo Ball for Dame deal is coming.
That's it, straight up.
That Lonzo Ball, you might you might get Ingram maybe.
We get Lonzo Ball and
Nah.
Ingram.
You don't think? Okay,
And the
Lonzo
next three
and Kuzma,
first-round draft picks.
Lonzo and Kuzma for Dame.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I can see that Lonzo Kuz.
Lonzo and Zubac for Dame.
I can see that deal coming, and then Bron and Damian Lillard,
I'm a Lakers fan already through and through.
and then Kawhi comes
Since the
next
beginning.
season. Or Kawhi said he didn't even want to play with LeBron.
I know.
He said he'd rather
Yeah,
play with the
Kawhi
Clippers.
really just wants to play in LA only. Like, that surprised me.
It don't
I'll
matter
go
if
to
it's
the
the LA
Clippers.
Clean, the LA Kings, if it's the Dodgers. He said I play for the Rams. He said I play for the Chargers. He said I just want to play in LA. I don't know what you guys think I want to play for the Lakers for. He said you know how many teams are in LA? I'll play hockey if I have to. I'll play for the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
I did not realize how much he really just wanted to play in that city. That's pretty amazing to me.
They got a Pop Warner team I might join. A community
honestly,
team.
he's gonna play for the Lakers though.
He probably will.
Magic Johnson's not gonna let him go to the Clippers.
I mean, I would like him to go to the Clippers. You know, defense. You know what type of juggernaut defensively that team would be. Right now, they just signed Avery Bradley. They got
It's a
Patrick
one-year
Beverly.
deal, right? Or two?
Nah, he got like 25 mil, so it has to be
2
like 2
years,
years.
25.
Yeah, so they got Avery Bradley, Patrick Beverly, and you slide Kawhi at the 3. Oh my god! And then they got
They got the Polish hammer.
they got Luke Amute at the
Luke
4.
yeah.
Oh my god!
And they got
If
the
you like
Polish hammer.
defense, you go down and watch the Clippers play.
They should have kept DeAndre Jordan. Then they would have had the old.
Yeah, if they would have kept DeAndre, maybe DeAndre goes back after he sees that defensive lineup, and they just lock teams down to 80 points a game, and they score 30.
Breaking news. DeAndre Jordan just got locked into a hotel room. He's going to need someone to break him out. LA Clippers, can you please get on top of that?
DeAndre's like, can I back out of this deal?
What did he sign for? 1 year.
1 year, 20. He got 1 year, 20. Dang, he got like 24, I think.
Mavs paid him out.
Yeah, they needed to. They nobody was coming to play for the Mavericks, so
They have a lot of
they got a lot of potential.
Dennis Smith, Luka Doncic, Harrison Barnes,
Harrison Bizzle.
DeAndre Jordan,
It's a cool little team, depending on what Luka becomes.
Dirk in his 20th season, he's gonna be nice.
Dirk he's gonna come off the bench.
Nah, he'll probably still start some games.
He'll play like
You're going to stay hitting those faders over people, man.
those old man YMCA. I'm gonna call him YMCA from now on. He's just that old man at the YMCA You know, you go down there on a Saturday, that dude putting up buckets.
By himself.
He got a
shooting free
headband
throws.
on, bald head, about 5'4", but he kind of round, but that dude can play. That's what Dirk is right now.
I
He,
didn't know Dirk was 5'4".
I'm just saying, yeah, he 5'4". Have you ever stood next to Dirk before?
You're right, bro. I seen him play live, but I was up in the nosebleeds. That dude looked
Yeah.
like he was 2 inches tall.
Have
So
you,
how could I
yeah,
tell?
have you ever stood next to Dirk? If you would have stood next to Dirk, you would understand he's 5'4". All
I'd
right,
have towered over him, huh?
all right, and so we hit that. Do you guys want to stay in the NBA or move on to the? I mean, we only had like one football topic that was up for discussion, and that was LaShawn McCoy.
Well, I mean, we could
Sean McCoy.
kind of talk about summer league a little bit, I guess. See like what rookies are showing out, and I don't
Gary
know.
Trent.
Well, let's do that because
Or
you
like
know what
who's
rookie,
impressive.
you know what rookie's showing out in summer league.
He's
My
not
boy Harry Giles
He's not showing.
just dropped another double, looking nice and everything. Defensive intensity is up. People are talking about him.
11 points on 11 shots.
11
He's
points,
a volume scorer.
5 of
He's
11.
Rudy Gay on the Raptors.
He missed 6 shots. Don't
This
ever.
dude hasn't played basketball in like 3
2
years,
yeah.
and then he had only played like 2 years of organized basketball or some crap like that. So
He's from the South.
yeah, you gotta expect him to be missing shots.
Yeah, he's playing well. You know, Smash.
I just don't have faith in
he
the
jumped
Harry
off the
Giles.
he jumped off the
I
bandwagon
was
too
never
fast.
on that Harry
He jumped.
Giles
Oh,
train.
he attacked him too fast, and he's sitting there thinking like, dang, this guy might actually be good.
Never. I think Wendell Carter is going to be good. I think people are hating on Wendell Carter.
Oh,
Oh,
Wendell
yeah, that
Carter.
dude actually does look pretty good.
Yeah, he looks nice out there. I don't know if we were going in on him.
No, we were going in on the Bulls for drafting two of the
yeah,
same player.
Yeah, because they had Wendell and Laurie, so we didn't understand who's going to play power
Wendell's
forward.
not a center.
Nah, he's 6'9".
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think he's 6'10" or 6'11".
He's 6'9" without shoes on.
Oh God. But still, I don't see how you can play with those guys at the same time. But I mean, I don't know a lot, so I could be surprised.
Maybe
I could
move
be
Laurie
wrong.
to the 5.
Oof.
Just have us just play small ball.
I guess. Is Laurie quicker than Carter?
I don't know.
I think they're literally the same speed.
I feel like Carter's probably more suited for the 5 just because he's stockier. He's gonna be that Al Horford.
I think Carter has better defense.
Yeah, he'll be Al Horford. He'll be a 5, and then Laurie would just be the 4, and then there's 3. Who do they have at?
Chandler Hutchison.
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
They have the
And they have Holiday.
yeah, the Holiday brother.
They have
Justin
Justin
Holiday.
Holiday. They have Justin Holiday, and then they got the $20 million a year man.
Zach Levine and Chris Dunn.
Don't know if they saved the Kings or they hurt the Kings, but
They
we'll
got
see.
a young team.
They got a young up and coming team with Chris Dunn, or is it Dune?
I think it's
Done.
I
I'm
think we went
done.
over this last episode.
I'm done saying Chris Dune. I'm done. It's Chris Dunn from now on. Even if he comes on the podcast and says, "No, my name is Chris Dune," I'm gonna call him
it's
Dunn.
done.
Nah, Dunn. You done with that? Done that. All right. So yeah, the Bulls, man.
Trae Young had a good game today.
Who?
Trae Young.
Uh,
I'm not a fan of Trae Young at all, but he was 7 for 13 from deep.
Yeah, I think he had like 28 points too or something.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good.
Oh well, I guess that would make sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
21 points from deep. Like, he's still not scoring a bunch of layups, but
He's got to get used to the length
yeah.
and just the speed of guys coming in to block his
Yeah.
shot and stuff like that. He's a smaller guard, so it's gonna take some time to get acclimated.
Mhm.
I don't know if I would have drafted him that high. I think Smash asked me earlier. He said, "Would you, if you had a 20th pick and Trae Young was there, would you draft him?"
Yeah, what the?
Nah, I would have, because when Lonnie Walker was drafted at 18, I would trade up and went after Lonnie Walker
Well, who the heck's getting drafted at 5?
at 5.
Everybody's just moving up one spot.
Yeah, everybody's moving up one. I just don't see him becoming a
Except you're taking
superstar.
Holiday.
Oh, I'd even take Aaron Holiday. I like Aaron Holiday a lot.
You would have took Aaron Holiday out of college over Trae Young out of college,
If they were at 20, yeah.
comparing their stats and how they played throughout the year.
Trae Young averaged 27 and 9.
But yeah,
Like, yeah, sure, Holiday's putting up some crazy numbers right now in summer league and looking like a pretty good draft pick for where he's at. But looking at what Trae Young did as a freshman in college, I couldn't see you taking him over Holiday.
If they were at 20, I would take. I don't know. I probably would take Holiday.
But it's because you're judging him on right now.
No, I never was big on Trae Young.
Do you even know who Holiday was when he was in college?
Yeah, because I was like, well, now somebody's got to step up now that LiAngelo's done. And Jalen Hands too. I was like,
Jalen Hands was doo-doo, man.
I was like, man, somebody got to step up. It's got to be the 3-year man.
Jalen Hands, did he go back? Did he stay in college?
I think he just stayed.
Yeah, he stayed in college.
He stayed with the suspension.
Oh. He got suspended for what?
Like, how long was it? No, Jalen Hands didn't get suspended.
No, that was just the ball and some other foes.
Yeah. So I was like, somebody's got to step up. And you know who stepped up?
Well, Holiday was nice the year before that, but I'm just saying, if there's a dude who's going
off
27 and 9, or
you know who did that?
What insane numbers he put up?
Yeah,
and he's basically resembling what Steph Curry did with Davidson.
This guy,
and he's younger than
Jimmer.
I feel like he was younger than Steph was when he did it. I feel like it's worth taking a risk. I don't know at 5.
Yeah, he's gonna draft Jimmer. He's drafting Jimmer out of college. Because Jimmer did the same shit.
Jimmer was nice in college.
Yeah, so was Trae Young.
Jimmer in college?
Well,
I watched Jimmer in college.
Jimmer was 4 years, right?
No, I wouldn't have drafted Jimmer.
I would have drafted Jimmer.
Jimmer was a senior though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trae Young's a freshman doing that.
But Jimmer was doing similar stuff his freshman year though. Not the volume, but he was still like a scorer his freshman year. And besides, that year I wanted Brandon Knight or
Trae Young carried
Kemba
the
Walker.
Oklahoma team, and nobody even.
Jimmer has an MVP, bro. Come on.
Okay, we're done.
Don't even sleep on him like that.
Oh man. Okay, so any other players you guys like? DeAndre Ayton?
I like DeAndre Ayton. I think he's living up to the #1 hype.
Yeah, that dude's just big as hell. I did not realize that. He's just a big ass dude.
And I think that's why he's kind of head and shoulders, no pun intended, above the rest of the draft class. Skill wise, would you say he's better than anybody else in the draft, skill wise, or is it just his size?
I think his size is. I mean, he's pretty good, but I think he could definitely develop a lot more. He looks kind of lost out there sometimes.
And that's good. Dude's getting like 21 points being lost.
Yeah.
that's good. Imagine if he knew what to do.
Yeah, I think he's going to be real good.
It's just adjusting to, the speed, and I feel like rookies have to adjust to speed in the summer league, and then they have to adjust to the actual speed in the preseason, and then they have to adjust to the real speed of a game.
Yeah.
So there's always a learning curve, and people like to jump off bandwagons pretty quickly, but just take some time.
I'm on the DeAndre Ayton bandwagon for his whole career.
That's good.
He might be my favorite player in the draft.
Not even close to mine.
Bagley has to be my favorite player because he went to the Kings.
Bagley's in mine because he lives in Sacramento.
I'm not high on Anthony Simons yet. Gary Trent has been hooping. I like Gary Trent.
Yeah, it looked like Gary Trent was putting up some pretty good numbers in Summer League. I didn't see any highlights or anything, but I saw his stat line on the bottom line.
He put up
and I read an article about Simmons looking decent, just really undeveloped.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, but he hasn't played really in like a year either. Simmons, because he was in that IGM league, right?
Yeah, he played in the IGM.
Yeah, he played against like high schoolers, I think.
Yeah. So it's like competition wise, he's getting reacclimated to the speed and things too. I really was big on him.
Straight to the heavy hitters.
Yeah, I think he could really turn into something too. I think the Kings should have kept Gary Trent.
Yeah, Gary Trent's gonna replace Shabazz Napier and Pat Connaughton.
I thought thought he was gonna keep going. I couldn't tell.
No, I couldn't. I don't know.
I was waiting.
I don't know.
I was like,
I don't know if the recorder picked him. I didn't know if the recorder picked him up.
I was taking a gulp of water.
There's no lines on it, so I was just like,
I think it picked it up.
It might have.
Yeah, we're looking good.
All right, we're at 50 minutes right now. Are we gonna go an hour, or where are we going?
Still gotta talk about LaShawn Shady.
yeah, we could talk about some of that football stuff then.
All right, Smash, lead us on.
All right, and today, the news about LaShawn Shady McCoy. That's his nickname.
Hella shady.
I know, man.
Oh,
Just at this moment, it just sounds funny.
His ex-girlfriend, I believe, came out with an Instagram post saying that he beat her and he hit his kid.
Oh,
God damn.
Wow.
He beat his
So
dog.
he AP'd his kid?
Oh, no.
AP'd it.
And Ray Riced his girl?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And his dog.
Oh, no, not in Vic, too.
He did
And he
Vic.
Vic his dog?
That's
Yeah.
the trifecta.
Oh my goodness.
That's the allegedly.
Alleged.
And then McCoy posted an Instagram post saying, "I haven't seen any of these people in months."
He hasn't seen his kid in months?
Now he drinking his son?
That's what he's saying.
You can't defend yourself with that.
That's what he said.
Oh, man. I like LaShawn McCoy, though.
LaShawn hella shady McCoy, man. What are you doing?
And there's she posted a picture of herself and
Oh
her
shit.
face was all messed up.
Oh, man.
I was like, no.
Well, I mean, we can't really do much with allegations. That's allegations, right?
Yeah, that's allegations.
All right, so there hasn't nothing's came, like no court cases or police reports.
No, it just came out today, so.
So I guess we just have to wait and see on that topic. I mean, we're not really reporters, so if you're coming to us for your news, you're kind of you're the wrong place.
It's all real. LaShawn McCoy did it all.
Allegedly.
And,
Allegedly.
It's 100% true.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly.
Oh,
I've seen it all happen with my eyes.
Allegedly.
I went down there reporting in person.
Allegedly.
And it's all real.
Allegedly. All that was alleged. Carl hasn't eaten today, so he's like.
And it may or may not have been a dream.
That's not alleged. It may or may not have been a dream. Can't have LaShawn McCoy taking us down before we even get started, man.
I dare him to come over here and start beating me up.
No, chill. We already got.
Come on, Shady, come on, man,
Chill.
come beat me up, man. I'm trying to get paid.
He lives in Clovis, California.
Chill. Hey, if you get beat up, that's money for the pod.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, LaShawn, man, if you don't go down to Clovis and whoop his, you gonna let him talk about you like that? Man.
I ain't scared of McShady.
What is that, a burger off the McDonald's menu?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How am I gonna be scared of a McDonald's item, bro?
McChicken, McNugget. Oh, man, let's get off this before we get shut down or knocked out. You guys, what do you got? How do you guys feel about Jimmy Butler wanting to play with Kyrie, but then wanting to go to the Spurs?
Wait, he said that?
Yeah, the report came out that Jimmy Butler and Kyrie Irving want to play with each other. Play with the.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you said it, bro. Oh, yeah, by the way, what's your air conditioning set on?
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler want to play with each other on an Eastern Conference team. How do you guys feel about that?
Wait, that doesn't even make sense. How are they going to play with each other on an Eastern Conference team and Jimmy Butler wants to go to the Spurs?
It makes no sense.
Jimmy Butler has been liking pictures on Instagram about Jimmy Butler to the Spurs. So people are coming out with reports that Jimmy Butler wants to play with the Spurs.
Stupid ass Instagram.
Yeah, it could be true. But I mean, so seeing if they want to be teammates in an Eastern Conference team, would you guys call that a contender? Like, say they went to the Knicks.
For sure.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler and Kyrie went to the Knicks
with Porzingis
in the East.
and Kevin Knox.
Yeah.
I'm talking about contenders for the championship, not
Oh.
East, not the contenders for the Eastern Conference Finals, but contenders for a championship.
They only got to beat Boston or Philly. Like,
I think honestly,
and I think they can hang with.
Yeah,
they're gonna beat Boston easy with Kyrie gone.
that would be great for the NBA if they both went there, because then you would make the Knicks would be a contender in the East, and then I feel like the Celtics with Brad Stevens, who actually I gotta say this, he should have been coach of the year. I don't know how.
He was gonna win.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand the Raptors axed Dwayne Casey, and everyone felt bad for Dwayne Casey. But
that was foul.
But Brad Stevens is the coach of the year, because you don't lose your second best player in like, what was it, like 30 seconds into the game?
30 seconds.
And then you lose your best player before the playoff starts. And you
so he could go film Uncle Drew.
And you basically being led by a rookie and a second-year player, pretty much. Plus Al Horford, steady Al Horford's there. But you
can't beat LeBron James, Al Horford.
Yeah, that's a curse. Al Horford can never be LeBron James. That's probably the reason why they lost.
That same curse.
But for what he did with that team, they were pretty much the number one team in the East for the entire year until Kyrie got hurt, and then the Raptors took it over, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like, for what he did and what he was able to do, I think Brad Stevens.
I feel like they should put playoffs into account when they're doing awards.
You think so?
Yeah, because the Raptors would always lose because they're freaking garbage in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, Brad Stevens took that Celtics team to Game 7 against LeBron James.
And Dwayne Casey's team was fully healthy.
Yeah.
With their entire roster. And they got swept. And Brad Stevens takes a rookie and a second-year player, Al Horford's tired ass, and they take LeBron 7 games. And they were basically like maybe a quarter and a half from winning the game.
It's because freaking DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry are bums. That's why the Raptors never do nothing in the playoffs, because they're bums in the playoffs, man. They can't do squat.
Kyle Lowry's a bum for sure.
Yeah, in the playoffs they are kind of.
On DeMar DeRozan though.
They are kind of bummish.
Both of them are bums.
I didn't say DeMar DeRozan. Kyle Lowry, you're a bum though.
I kind of want both of you guys to come on the podcast, so I don't think any of you guys are bums. You guys are in the NBA for the reason.
I think everybody in the NBA is bums.
Uh-oh. The views shared by Carl are not shared by the rest of the members.
It's all about the Chinese basketball league, bro.
Oh, shit. Now we're talking.
Congrats to Yao Ming.
The CBA?
Congrats to Yao Ming for getting his...
Is that what it is? I don't even know.
Chinese Basketball Association? I know that's the NBA thing, the collective bargaining agreement. Maybe China stole that too. Oh, yeah.
Actually, scrap that. That's all about the JBA.
Oh, triple B's, baby. Triple B's all day. Big baller brand.
I just want to say congratulations to Yao Ming.
Oh, yeah.
For his degree in economics.
Yeah, Yao Ming graduated.
What do you get his degree in?
Economics.
Being tall.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sounds
protecting elephants.
Or giraffes.
Shout out to PETA, man. We love y'all too.
PETA is the pet one?
Yeah, PETA's.
Wait, where did he graduate out of?
What did he graduate out of?
Shanghai Community College.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You didn't know? You brought that up and you didn't know?
I should know he graduated from a university.
Yo, he saw some Instagram post.
Shanghai Community College.
He said Twitter post?
Twitter post.
You got it off Twitter.
It was Bleacher Report. You don't trust Bleacher?
Never.
Shout out Bleacher Report.
Man, we coming for y'all racks. I want beef with y'all for sure.
Breaking news: Yao Ming just graduated with a degree from Shanghai High School.
Shanghai High School. Y'all gonna get destroyed. Y'all chill. We already got beef with Russia. Now we got beef with LaShawn McCoy. Now I don't want China, man. I don't want China on our racks, man.
Kyle Lowry.
Oh, Kyle Lowry definitely coming after us. Who else we got beef with? Hey, we're going to be taking a list of who we got beef with and who's not coming on the podcast for sure. I know Russia's not coming on there for sure. China's not coming. LaShawn McCoy is probably coming, and he's coming to square up. And,
I'll have my mic on when he comes.
And
we got to have DeMarcus on this.
Oh, hell yeah, we got to have DeMarcus on here.
Has he ever done a podcast?
I don't know if I think he's done one with Bill Simmons.
We're the next best thing in Bill Simmons.
For
What
sure.
better than Bill Simmons?
Hey, whoa, time out. Don't go after the Podfather right there.
Man, forget Bill Simmons.
Y'all don't like Bill Simmons?
Nah.
I like Bill Simmons.
Yeah, I like Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons is great.
He's Ben Simmons' dad, right?
You don't even know who he is.
Isn't Ben Simmons half white?
He is.
So
Wait,
it
Ben
might
Simmons and Anthony Simmons are brothers, right?
Oh,
be.
boy.
Anthony Simons.
Oh, boy.
And they're both Bill Simmons' sons, right?
Oh, boy. Which young player would you rather build a team around?
Would you?
Bill Simmons.
No. Which young player would you rather build a team around?
So are Bill Simmons and Bill Walton brothers?
Oh, no. That's Luke.
Oh my god.
Wait,
I
hold
never
on.
thought about that. Is Luke Walton Bill Walton's dad?
Wait, you said Ben Simmons and Luke Walton?
No, Bill Simmons and Bill Walton.
What? Bill Simmons and Bill Walton?
Yeah,
Hey, you never know, man.
you never know.
There's two different last names.
It's all about the first name these days.
Oh, what?
Yeah, bro. What if it was like Japanese, so then the last
it's
name's
backwards,
first and everything?
It's backwards. Hey, hold on. Time out. Hey, being real, because I said in the beginning that this podcast is going to include anime. If y'all need a top, 25 anime list to watch, like must-watch anime, just let your boy know. Hit me up. Actually, don't hit me up. Leave a comment on the YouTube or the Instagram page. I will be posting the top 25 anime list, whatever you like, whether if it's the romance, the action, the horror.
No. Hit me up, dude. I got all the anime knowledge. Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh no! No!
This dude Carl hates on anime.
No. Actually, he's kind of come around a little bit. He watched Hunter x Hunter,
That's it. What else does he watch?
Mob Psycho.
Yeah, bro,
Everybody
Mob
watched
Psycho.
Mob Psycho.
Huh?
That came on Cartoon Network.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch. I got a list of stuff. I got to finish My Hero Academy. Got to finish Black Clover. Those are on my top list right now.
Yeah, I'm still just trying to finish Naruto,
Are you on
Shonen
Shippuden?
Jump.
Are you on Shippuden yet?
Nah, I just said I'm trying to finish Shonen Jump.
I don't even know what that means, bro.
That's the.
No, I know that's the magazine that it comes out on, but
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Shonen Jump was when they're kids, and then Shippuden is when they're grown.
The Shonen Jump is a magazine that has
Bro,
all
that's
these
a
mangas.
spoiler. I didn't even know it came in a magazine.
No. I'm telling you all. Dragon Ball Z, all those are from there. One
You watched
Piece.
Dragon Ball Z, didn't you?
Did you?
Yeah,
Watch, you watched
and
it?
Dragon Ball.
Did you watch Dragon Ball Super?
Nah.
No, he's not there yet.
I remember
No, I
he
just
watched
chose
Dragon Ball
not to
Z
watch
back
it.
When, 2015.
Hey, those were the days.
He was watching all the episodes.
Oh yeah. He was, huh? What are you watching any anime right now, Smash?
I just rewatched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, that's a good one.
How many episodes is that?
It's like
64, 66.
Is there like something you have to watch before it, or is that like the beginning?
No. Just honestly, just watch Don't watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because that's the one that follows the manga.
Yeah, it's all on Netflix. All 65 episodes.
Yeah, you can just watch it on Netflix.
Oh, that live action one.
No. Chill.
Never watch live action.
Don't watch.
I only watch live action.
I would
see
too.
Death Note, not the live action one.
No.
That's a good one.
That's on Netflix.
That's on Netflix too.
I went to see the live
Netflix-
action movie.
Hulu has a lot of anime.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm only with Crunchyroll right now.
Oh, yeah.
Crunchyroll gang.
Yeah. I don't pay for Hulu, so.
If anybody needs to watch Crunchyroll, I'll give you my account.
Oh my.
You just see so many people on the YouTube channel now. What's your Crunchyroll?
Hey, if anybody wants free Crunchyroll, just subscribe to the channel.
He's being serious too.
I'm being super serious.
We need them subscribers, dude.
Do you have is there a certain amount of people that can watch it at the same time? Like
I think it's like 2.
Oh.
But we just all gotta coordinate,
I'm watching it from 7 to 3.
Let me get an hour in. There's 24 hours in a day. Everybody get an hour, okay? We can do this.
That's only 24 people.
No, that's there's 2 people, so it's like 48.
48
There's
people.
48 people. Hey, we only got 50 subscribers right now, but the 48 of us could watch it. I just need 48 subscribers, and we can all watch We can all have an hour free of anime every day.
You got 50 subscribers?
We only have 15.
Oh, they said 50.
Damn.
We are. I mean, not only we got 15.
We got
Shout out to our
15
15 subscribers.
Oh snap! I'm getting Instagram mixed up. We got 15 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
No, but those 15 followers are gonna.
Damn.
They're gonna transfer over to YouTube because I'm gonna start pressing them right now. Hey, bruh.
Well, you know all the 15 followers.
Hey, bruh. Why ain't you subscribe to my YouTube channel, bruh? Nah. I'm gonna need them subscribes. You know why? Trying to get monetized.
And you get a free shirt.
Oh, yeah, and you get a free shirt. Black or white.
Homemade.
Or purple.
Tie-dye.
Okay, so we pretty much went through all the topics. I guess we're not gonna do the which young player would you rather build around.
Oh damn, were we gonna do that?
I mean, we could do it quick. Smash, who would you build around?
Joel Embiid.
Why?
Because he's the best center in the league.
Uh-huh. That's it?
And his offensive repertoire is nice.
Okay.
And his defensive presence is the best in the league.
All right, cool. Carl, who are you building around?
Giannis.
Giannis. Why?
Spell his last name.
No. Just, we don't got time for all that.
Hey.
Oh, no. Why'd you do that?
No, okay.
ANTETOUNMPKO.
Chill. Why would you build around Giannis?
Because he's a Greek god.
He's better than Zeus?
I don't know. You tell me. Can Zeus dunk over people like him? You ever seen it happen?
They used to play basketball in Athens, I think.
I think they did. Yeah, I think
Zeus.
Zeus had a he averaged a triple
Zeus,
double.
what did he shoot his freaking lightning bolt?
He averaged a triple double.
Come on, bro. No, this dude's a freak, man. He's like 6'11". This dude be jamming, getting rebounds. He could do it all. I don't know. You could build around him, and he works hella hard, and I like that. And he loves his smoothies.
Nice.
He can't shoot though.
Okay, I'm building out.
Not yet, bro.
Okay, Robertson.
I'm building around Donovan Mitchell,
Trash.
proven winner. You know, we saw what he did when he went to Utah. Before he got there, they didn't make the playoffs. He got there, or did they make? No, did they make the playoffs with Gordon Hayward that year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, squad about Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, they do have a squad around Dodd and Dodd. Yeah, they lost to the. Still building around him. I like him. He's a proven winner. Can do it all. Defend, shoot, jump, dunk, pass, steal, run, walk, slow and fast. Donovan Mitchell's the man.
Really can do it all.
Can Embiid walk fast?
No.
Never seen him.
No.
Can Giannis walk slow? Never seen it happen.
Can't. His legs are too long.
Yeah, exactly. He's taking those big steps.
I think he only
Got
takes
him.
some 3 steps from that.
So Donovan Mitchell's your guy. I mean, there's other people you can build around. You know, we only picked one because, you know.
Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum were my 2 guys.
Or Anthony Bennett.
I think that was the best draft.
Yeah, I'm going after like a young Kwame Brown.
Oh. No, I'm going after Darko, bro.
Ooh.
That's that European flavor.
Ooh, you can't beat that. You can't beat that team.
And he had the frosted tips. Come on, bro.
Ooh, Charlino. Okay. Sorry about this.
Charlino is. That threw me off, bro.
We were a little scattered today, you know, but it was just still a fun show. Smash, you got any closing words? Great. Carl, what about you?
The air conditioning just kicked in over here, so I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, he's feeling good.
Keep the air conditioning on, you guys. It's hot as hell.
Well, we got ours at 69 degrees right now, so it's feeling a little chilly. A little chilly, if you know what I mean.
You guys want to warm each other up, eh?
Nah, eh?
Go eat your pretzels.
Go start mentioning those pretzels, man.
Y'all jealous because I had pretzels.
Yeah, we might have to go get something to eat too. But all right, guys, we're out. And remember, the path to redemption is not always easy, but it's the hardest step you take that must be remembered.